There'll be an extra fee for that.
The Pirate King plays Genshin Impact. Been a while since we've been back to this game. Now, here's the thing. Where last we left off here, we were doing a quest in the prison, the Fortress of Meripede, if I remember correctly. Now, the Archon quest will lead us back there. I believe the premise is, hey, it's our last day there. Let me just clear some of these first. Oh, jeez, I haven't opened this on my PS5 in a while. So yeah, there's a voiced event going on right now. There's like one part of the quest left. I'll be doing that on my own because I didn't do the other parts here. Let me just clear off. That. Yeah, it's a whole thing with Fremine and a robot penguin. Clear this too, just to get it out of the way. Okay, so as you can see here, other than my commissions, these are the world quests I've been working on. What? Oh, that's a follow-up on the previous event. That's weird. I didn't quite finish that. It was not a good event. This is the event quest that is currently going on. The one that had to do with this had to do with taking pictures of certain things that matched a bit of a description. And the camera would automatically take pictures when you pointed it at them and give you a 1 of 6 random types of photos. Random! So you could easily build up a few of some of them and none of another, and you can only turn them in if you have a full set, and you need to turn in 7 full sets. I got 6. It was a very bad way of doing it. But yes, up here is the new Archon quest. We will not be starting with that because last time we streamed, there were, in fact, there were story quests here that I didn't do because I wanted to get back to Baldur's Gate 3, and we were doing this stuff while my girlfriend was here, so we wouldn't have the camera on and I wasn't just sitting in the one chair. But now, we will be starting with these. Actually, before I say, we'll start Nouvelette, Wriothesley, the Archon quest, and then Farina's story quest over here, because I think that's the prerequisite. So that's our plan for these few streams. Nouvelette! Alright. Quest location currently involved in other quests. Please check for details. What? Oh. I need to finish this first? Sure. Why not? That shouldn't take too long, but it's also not voiced, if I remember correctly, so hopefully it's just the conversation here. If I remember correctly, this is about... It's pretty much machine learning. It's pretty much AI, and I don't like that.
Huh? Isn't that Charlotte?
Wait, this was voiced? Okay, sure, go for it.
Lapine Pauline.
Pretty please with the cherry on top, Charlotte. Journalist extraordinaire. Please tell me you're joking. I read that a gang of criminals tricked the Gardamex by disguising themselves as blubber beasts. It's true, isn't it? It has to be. I've invested all my savings into graph adversarial technology and even taken out a sizable bank loan. I'm begging you like the beggiest beggar in all of begdom.
Okay. I need you to calm down a little, miss. I admire your passion for your research, and I don't mean to dash your hopes for those, big-ticket orders. But I'm afraid I'm not joking. The Blubber Beast incident was a short story mailed to us by an anonymous amateur author, written in the style of a true story.
Amateur author?
Oh, Paimon sees what happened here.
Sounds like the report Lapine Pauline read in the Steambird wasn't in the news section after all.
Yeah, she wanted to help the Gardamex determine friend from foe because she thought they were tricked by a bunch of people dressed up like blubber beasts, which are seals, pretty much. Which, yeah, as you might imagine, that's a pretty stupid story. But, yeah.
Funnily enough, I actually remember being in a meeting where the editing team was debating the potential risk of misleading the public with this story. They even went to Maison Gardiennage for advice. But to our surprise, they fully supported us printing it. They figured that the false intel would be a great way to dupe potential criminals into wearing ridiculous costumes when breaking the law.
Oh, they were trying it the other way.
Extremely sophisticated in their capabilities. They can identify criminals just as reliably as the best human guards, so a crude disguise isn't going to get you far. If anything, it'll just make you stand out all the more. Since we ran that story, the Maison Gardiennage has made a slew of arrests, including, one phantom blubber beast, a titanic red-crowned finch, and a specter man. So I knew this story had helped out law enforcement, but this is the first time I'm learning of an innocent citizen being deceived by it, and investing so much mora for nothing.
Oh. Oh, wow.
Uh-oh. So Lapine Pauline's whole research project is based on a fictional story?
Wah, wah.
Which means we're not gonna get a big bonus after all. But more importantly, she's gonna lose everything she's invested.
Oh, hey, Charlotte.
Tyler! Paimon! You're back! I was in the area taking some photos for a story when I got to talking to Miss Lapine Pauline about her research. She told me about your collaboration. She was hoping I could write an article to spread awareness about image recognition technology. She even paid me for the article and gave me one of her prototype devices before I could get a word in. I unfortunately had to dash her hopes, and I'm afraid all your hard work was in vain too. She's desperately trying to find a way to rescue the project and get you the mora you're due. I've tried to let her down gently, but she's finding it all very hard to accept.
So we can
This is a
see.
new situation for us, too. It's such a pity. It seems like the author was only trying to make the story interesting, and the Maison Gardiennage only had Fontaine's best interest in mind.
How did you get an accent on only one of those words? Whatever. It's no one's fault. She's just a victim of misunderstanding.
Wait, Miss Lapine Pauline, what are you doing?
I'm gonna pick a fight with a Gardamek, head to the opera at Biclez, and get a one-way ticket to the Fortress of Meropide. That way, I won't have to repay my debts. It's the only way I can afford to keep on living.
Whoa, there's no need to go that far. I mean, come on, look at you. You wouldn't even dent the Gardamek's armor. In all likelihood, they'd only hold you up at the Maison Gardiennage for a few days before letting you out, and then you'd still have to repay your debts. Actually, instead of going into the technicalities of that,
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
how much did you actually invest? How bad can it really be?
270,000 mora.
Okay, well, escaping to the Fortress of Meropide over a sum like that seems like a last resort. Surely there must be other options.
Not anymore. I used to be an equipment supplier to the Fontaine Research Institute before that blew to pieces, and now I'm just a small-time engineer. I scraped together some savings over the past few years, but I put every last mora into this project, and now I'm left with nothing. It's not just my savings that are gone, it's my whole future as a graph adversarial technology specialist and my dreams of becoming a billionaire one day. My life is over.
Don't despair, Miss Lapine Pauline. I think I know a way for you to turn this around. This prototype you've given me, the camera lens for image recognition sample collection. It's really quite something. You said you designed it specifically for high-fidelity image capture and analysis, yes? The rapid focal length adjustment is a very useful function in its own right. It's sure to make many journalists' jobs much easier, In fact, I'd say it has the potential to revolutionize Fontaine's news media. So your research efforts thus far are by no means in vain. The technology you've developed may have many applications that you've never even considered.
Really?
See, that's a
Absolutely.
good point.
I've been working as a journalist for the Steambird for a long time now. No one understands the issues we journalists face on a day-to-day basis better than me. So keep calm, take heart, and start thinking about mass production. In the meantime, I'll show your invention to all my colleagues to drum up interest in your product.
I can't believe it. If this is true, then I can look into setting up a whole camera lens development pipeline. My big ticket orders and billionaire aspirations are still in the cards. Oh, maybe I should consider taking out another loan. That way, I can rapidly improve the lens production process, be the first to market, and prepare to battle for dominance in the camera
more
industry.
loans. No more loans.
Stop daydreaming about your pipelines for a minute. Just take it one step at a time and see how it goes. There's no sense in putting all your eggs in one basket before things are even off the ground.
Being overly ambitious will come back to bite you.
And I can probably speak to some people I know, and there's no time to lose.
No,
I need
no,
to get
no.
to work.
Fuck you.
Early bird gets the worm.
Can you believe her? She just ran off. Paimon's pretty sure our advice went in one ear and out the other.
It's understandable. When inspiration and passion strike at the same time, it's all too easy to throw yourself headfirst into your work and forget about everyone around you.
No, not really.
A lot of journalists are the same way when they're first starting out. But don't you worry. I'm gonna write an article on all this, and I'll be checking in on her regularly. Her research has the potential to benefit the entire journalistic community. I'll give her plenty of input to stop her from going down any rabbit holes, and make sure mass production of her lens can begin as soon as possible.
It's reassuring to know that you'll be looking out for her, Charlotte.
Star journalist to the rescue.
Actually, you know what? Why don't you two take this prototype lens? I'm sure you'll have plenty of chances to use it on your travels. It takes the right person to get the most out of a new technology. In your hands, it's sure to capture some amazing sights.
Thanks a lot, Charlotte. No bonus, no biggie. This makes
Will it
everything
actually
worth it.
do a thing? Is it gonna be
You're
I
welcome.
saw it in the event rewards.
I got something out of this too. The beginnings of a very interesting news story. The boundaries between real news reports and news-like fiction must not be blurred. Yes, that's how I'll phrase it to the editors when I give them my feedback.
Yeah, got it. And we're done. Special analysis zoom lens. After activating the special analysis zoom with the inventory gadget shortcut bar, you can use your camera to use a special photo taking function. After Charlotte activates its gadget, the original effects of framing, freezing, point composition, hold mode cannot take effect. But you can use special methods to take photos. Okay, so that got me. That quest appeared today, by the way. That was new. No wonder it had to go in. Had to be done. Wait. Oh. That didn't actually do anything. Does that just affect, like, the normal take photo thing? No. Probably the actual camera item. Which I never use, because just the normal take photo function is better. Oh, that counted as stuff for this? We'll wait until it gets 4. And I won't have to do my commissions today. Right, but now we can actually do this. Oh, right, I should point this out since it's new since last time. New section of map over here. I have not finished exploring it yet. This is where that, from an event is going on. Ooh, that is a teleport, cool. Yeah. One of the unvoiced world quests I've been following has brought me to this giant tower floating in the sea here. The other one will be bringing me up here, and I just haven't gone along with it yet. This is the right quest. Yes, yes it is. But yeah, since those are unvoiced, I wasn't gonna bother streaming them because I'm streaming other things and I can do those on my own. But these are voiced, so you get them. You don't normally get the voiced event quests either because they're timed events.
Wait, did I hear that right? Monsieur Neurvalette, are you sure you'd like to take over the case yourself?
That's right.
No, but why? Technically speaking, cases like this are better left to the guards.
Neverlet, Sadine! Hey there! What are you two talking
Glad
about?
they didn't give her a normal
Traveler
voice.
in Paimon, please help me talk our Chief Justice out of this. He wants to investigate a case on his own. Now, this is completely unprecedented. How can we have the Udex acting like a private detective? Hmm?
Planning to break into a new industry. I can introduce you to some amazing detectives.
Thank you for your concern, but I currently have no such plans. Oh, apologies. I took your question in earnest, but it now occurs to me that it was most likely in jest.
So, what is it exactly? It sure sounds serious if it's something you've got to investigate personally.
A Melusine named Kiara received a threat letter.
And then?
That is all the information I have acquired at this stage.
Wait, what? Really?
I have no idea why you're so hung up over this. I've checked the schedule in advance, and it seems like there aren't any trials today. So, if you insist, I have no objections.
You were just objecting.
Thank you for understanding. I will leave a note explaining my absence on my desk. I would appreciate it if you could take it to Lady Farina. She may have no interest in official affairs, but standard procedure dictates that I'm still responsible for reporting to her.
Yes, understood. I'll come back later and deliver the note to her.
Melusines are
Judging
obviously
from
covered in
Sadine's
fur.
reaction, it must be pretty rare for you to investigate stuff personally. What's so special about this case?
So Melusines are obviously covered in fur. They have paws, they have tails. They might have wings. That might have been part of her uniform, I'm not sure. Why do they also have hair? They did the same fucking thing in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Why do the bird people also have hair? You can give these non-human humanoid species different things on their head that can be different styles. The birds got feathers. The Melusines have fur. Should their hair at least not match their fur? Come on now.
I cannot tell you just yet, but it reminded me of certain past events. There could be complicated conflicts of interest behind all this, so I must eliminate all risks in advance.
Conflicts of interest? Care to explain in detail?
Come on, stop being so secretive. We still have no idea what's going on.
It is not my intention to keep you in the dark, but I need some time to revisit those memories and collect my thoughts. Long story short, a little more than 400 years ago, I became the Udex of Fontaine and initiated a series of institutional reforms.
Hold up. More than 400 years ago? How is the fact that you're a dragon a secret? If you're over 400 years old!
There were few people I could trust, but I had two subordinates who were exceptionally trustworthy and capable. Carol, a Melusine, and Vautrin, leader of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol.
They must have been amazing people to receive such high praise from you.
Indeed. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to protect them. The reforms damaged the interests of some, and the more conservative faction took advantage of Carol's identity to instigate political unrest. Ultimately, they wanted me to yield more of my power. The incident resulted in Carol taking her own life,
Oh shit.
and Vautrin being exiled. From then on, I've been especially careful when dealing with cases related to Melusines.
You're concerned that you're the perpetrator's real target? Seems like they're using Melusines against you.
All Melusines used to live a secluded life away from human society. I granted their wishes when some of them, including Carol, asked me to bring them to the court of Fontaine. Many common folk believe that I share a special bond with the Melusines, and whatever they do can be traced back to me. Some of them, especially those who hold a grudge against me, exploit that belief and stir up conflict over Melusines in an attempt to lay the blame on me. I have nothing against the opinions of others, but the moment a whirlpool of conspiracy forms, it inevitably affects the innocent. It has already happened once, and I want to make sure it does not happen again.
Even so, why do you have to be the one investigating?
I mentioned that I love
There's
Nouvelette's
the guard,
voice
the
actor.
Marshal
Well, he's doing a
St.
fantastic
and
job.
the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. Aren't they more than enough to figure out what's going on?
Based on prior experience, there is a high chance that those who hold hostility towards me do not belong to the same department. The political system of Fontaine is relatively complex and involves the interests of multiple different factions. However, since I am technically an outsider in Fontaine,
What?
a lot of trouble could be avoided if I personally took on the case.
Outsider?
Yeah,
But aren't you the Chief Justice of Fontaine?
And also
Why
the
is he
Hydro
an
Dragon?
outsider?
I understand where you are coming from, but there is not necessarily a connection between my responsibilities and how I perceive myself. You know very well about my true identity, and have even met others of my kind in other nations.
Hydro Dragon Sovereign.
Even though I was born with a human form, there is a fundamental difference between dragons and humans. Taking on the role of
Wait.
Chief Justice does not make me a part of this community. In fact, the status I was granted has prevented me from forming deeper bonds with others.
Hold on, so this is actually your natural form? I figured you were you were in disguise. Like many dragons do when they want to go about society, at least in most fantasy lore, like D&D and whatnot. We even just saw that in Baldur's Gate 3, where dragons would disguise themselves as Dragonborn when they wanted to walk around.
I have lived in Fontaine for a long time, but I do not belong here. That is why I call myself an outsider, a fish out of water.
Put it that way, we're also outsiders to Fontaine.
Yeah, we have nothing to do with all those organizations anyway. So how about we come with you on your investigation? Let's team up and round up all the bad guys lurking in the dark.
That does not sound like a bad idea. I rarely investigate cases on my own, but with professionals like you around, I'm sure it will go a lot smoother.
Paimon's starting to get a little embarrassed. Just leave it to us.
I will write my note of absence right away. Let us depart together once I'm done.
Note to Farina, sets it on the desk.
Let us go. We should visit Kiara first and try to gain a better understanding of the situation.
No, I think there's a playable character called Kirara.
So Nouvelet feels like he doesn't truly belong here in Fontaine, but is that really true? Paimon feels like he has a kind of skewed perspective on a lot of things. Anyway, let's catch up with him first.
Remains of the past day.
Paimon's been thinking. You called yourself a fish out of water, right? But since you're the Hydro Dragon, would a dragon out of water suit you better?
No.
Thank you for your suggestion. I will consider using the more accurate term in private occasions. Please allow me to rephrase. Has a dragon out of water?
Ugh. That sounds kind of weird. Let's stick with the previous version instead.
Stamina for life. Oh, always loved playing this on the PS5 rather than my PC because the way the controller works, you can actually feel the wind underneath the wind glider.
The weather's amazing today.
Kiara,
Monsieur Neuvillette! And you are? Oh, I remember. You're the Traveler and Paimon. I've heard about you.
Damn it, you sound too human.
She's adorable! Thanks for the compliment. Is there anything I can do for you?
I heard from Sidine that you received a threatening letter.
A threatening letter? Oh, right! I remember now. The letter fell through the crack in my door as I was heading out this morning. It said something about catching me, so I thought someone wanted to play hide and seek. But Sidine told me it was a threatening letter, and that I could be in danger. But that's not gonna happen with everyone looking after me, right?
Have you run into any suspicious-looking people recently?
Just talking to her, I don't think she knows what that is.
What counts as suspicious?
Someone who follows you from behind?
Did you think? Nope.
Yeah.
I don't remember meeting anyone like that.
Do you still have the letter with you? I want you to show me what it says.
Oh, let's see. Found it.
Now then, get lost. If you don't leave the Maréchaussée Phantom, I will come and catch you in person. Don't say I didn't warn you. A simple threat. Neither the handwriting nor the content itself reveals anything about the writer's intentions.
They're concealing their identity on purpose.
We can't rule out that possibility. Since you can't think of anyone suspicious, I will be heading back to the Palais Mermonia to review some official documents. Kiara, you should come with us. It's safer if you stay close by.
Sure. Wait, no. I still have a case to work on. I promised Alof that I'd check on her place later.
But you are being watched right now. Going off on your own could be dangerous.
And that's where we come in to help. We'll stay with Kiara and make sure she's safe. With us around, anyone scheming to hurt Kiara can forget about it. Thank you,
Jeez,
Traveler.
Paimon.
Big sis Paimon.
Big sis Paimon.
All right.
Nope.
Let us go
Not
our
letting you
separate
say
ways
that.
for now. Please take care of Kiara.
We'll take her to a last place right away. See you around. So, Kiara, how old are you? Let me think. 1, 2, 10? I can't remember.
Well, this
But
seems...
I remember coming to the Court of Fontaine with Carol and
Yeah.
Neuvillette.
Oh,
That
shit,
must have
what?
been a long time ago.
That was over 4...
Did Neuvillette mention her just now? That was more than 400 years ago. Why would Paimon be a big sister to you? My memory isn't that good. But
We can
Kara
tell.
told me I could address others based on how I feel about them. Paimon feels a lot more grown up than me, so you're a big sis. Huh. Paimon sees. Hey, Traveler, did you hear that?
Yes, I did. Can't see it, though. Oh, and they're right where I was just looking. Charlotte, is that you?
Strange. Olaf!
Kiara, you're here. Huh? Wait, aren't these two?
What's up?
They're the Traveler and Big Sis.
I thought so. What brings you here?
We're on a secret mission.
All right. Guess I shouldn't have asked.
May I begin inspecting the store as planned?
Of course. Go ahead.
Should need to go inside for that.
No hazards detected. You've cleared the inspection.
Seems like the criminal from that case last month never set foot in here at all.
That was quick. What were you inspecting?
I took a look around the shop. Neuvillette says that us Melazines have special eyes that can see things people can't. Things like bloodstains. No matter how hard you try to clean them up, we Melazines can see the residual stains for some time. Pretty
Oh.
cool, huh?
Huh.
All right. Now that you're done inspecting, can we have a chat? Hear me out. I'm planning to release an outfit for children next month and wanted to hire you as my model. Is that okay with you?
Of course! Is there anything I need to do?
Please wait a moment while I take your measurements. This sample should be a perfect fit.
Seems like they get along really well. Huh? What are you looking at?
There's someone over there.
Is there really someone watching us? Shh! Let's sneak over and take a look.
They're behind us, actually. I can see the red over there. No? Ah, there you are, Charlotte. I knew it.
Strange. Why isn't he back yet?
Gotcha!
Yeah!
Charlotte, what are you doing here? Oh, wait, don't tell Paimon you're the one who sent Kiara that threatening letter. But you don't seem like the type to...
Threat letter? What threat letter?
What are you doing here exactly?
This is starting to feel like an interrogation. Okay, I'll be straight with you. I don't know the slightest thing about that threat letter you mentioned. I only wanted to follow Monsieur Neuvillette and request an interview with him.
You want to interview him?
That's right. I'm not the only one, you know. Interviewing him is every journalist's dream. But it's not an easy task to accomplish. The Palais Mermonia rarely accepts appointment requests from us, and we never have the chance to interrupt when the court's in session. So imagine how surprised I was seeing him out on the streets today. It seemed like you were investigating something too. The perfect opportunity to whip up an exclusive, don't you think? Of course, I'll make sure to turn in my manuscript to him for review. I have my principles, and I'd never publish an article without the consent of all parties involved.
Good. I don't think he'd agree.
Yeah, we're doing a secret investigation that can't be made public knowledge.
I see. Well, if you say so, I guess I'll put this matter aside for now. Oh, what a shame. Chances like this don't come by very often, you know. In exchange, could you tell me what the threat letter is about? I swear I won't tell.
All right, then.
Really, Paimon? Giving into this? Tell Charlotte about the letter Kiara received.
What? Someone's targeting a cute little Melazine?
Shh, not so loud.
It just so happens that I did an interview with Kiara. Last month, in fact. It was well received by our readers, so I was planning to continue the series. And now someone's coming after her. I'll ask my colleagues about it. Who knows? We might find something. And don't worry, I know what I'm doing. This secret's safe with me. But I gotta warn you, even if I keep my lips sealed, others will know eventually.
Why?
That works.
People care a great deal about Monsieur Neuvillette's each and every move. Some may have already realized that something was up. Besides, the case involves Melazines, so... Anyway, I'll get going now. Watch yourselves, alright?
Well, that was a nice chat. Let's head back and check on Kiara.
What do you think?
What
The
are
design
you
looks
doing
pretty
here?
Good, huh?
I think it's great.
Huh. It's very pretty indeed.
Go around.
Haran, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
It seems that you just showed up out of nowhere.
As I passed by the Palais Mermonia, I heard that Neuvillette was investigating a case with you. Technically speaking, he and I are under an employer-employee relationship. It didn't feel right to have my employer personally take on such trivial cases. I happened to have some time at the moment, and came to take a look. I sometimes have my clothes custom-made at this boutique, in any case, so we always have a lot to talk about.
Neuvillette sure is lucky to have someone like you.
Leave this to me. You should go meet up with Neuvillette.
Okay then, we'll leave Kiara in your hands. Come on, let's go find Neuvillette.
Okay. Oh, damn it. Again. Not quite. Hasn't moved. Don't know what counts for that. Or don't quite remember. Because that got me like 2.5 out of 4. Oh, 2.25.
Oh, you're back. Is everything all right?
We ran into Cloran. She offered to help us protect Kiara.
That is good to hear. I trust her abilities. It looks like Kiara is in good hands.
We thought so too. Well, did you find any leads?
I've been
Come
looking
on.
over the case records, specifically inspection reports submitted by Kiara and major cases I have judged over the past decade. I have come up with 2 plans. On one hand, I could start with Kiara and track down the group behind all this step by step. On the other, I could also analyze the conflicting interests of these major cases and confirm my suspicions if there is indeed a mysterious group that bears a grudge against me.
They both sound like pretty solid plans, but can you really finish browsing through all these documents? That's a lot of reading even for Paimon.
Don't worry. I'm a fast reader when it comes to official documents.
Mention Charlotte.
After all, I have several hundred years of reviewing under my belt.
We'll help you read through them. We have nothing else to do.
Why?
Thank you.
Paimon?
I will continue looking through the ones piled up on the desk, but feel free to browse through anything else in this room.
Mention Charlotte. The fact that she had an interview with Kiara might have to do with it. It's just everything in front of us, yes? Okay. Smuggling case. Smuggling case was solved by the joint forces of the guards of the Maréchal's Phantom. Maréchal's I haven't heard that one spoken aloud yet. The principal offenders have received judgment based... Wait, actually... These are all his paperwork. Let's try and do his voice, maybe. The principal offenders have received judgment based on the severity of their crimes. Please refer to the appendix for the list of names. Right. The defendant, Wriothesley, has confessed to his crimes and was declared guilty by Index Neuvillette. Wriothesley will be exiled to the fortress of Meripede, where he will be serving his sentence. During the trial, Neuvillette remained silent for a long time. Bribery. There has been a severe bribery scandal within the guards. The Special Security and Surveillance Patrol has investigated the case. All suspects involved have been arrested. These suspects have confessed to their crimes. Representative Council's proposal. The Representative Council has filed a request to collaborate with the Maréchal Phantom on certain public events. Based on research, they believe that Melusines can enhance the popularity of these events. The Maréchal Phantom has yet to respond. However, it has not prohibited the Melusines from participating in such activities. Spina di Ursula. Callus, boss of the Spina di Ursula, was defeated in the duel and died of serious injuries. The defense of his honor has now come to a close. The defendant did not raise any objections throughout the trial. Iudex Neuvillette reserved judgment in this case. Its details are still under investigation. Yeah, I realized I couldn't do his voice, so I just went with a official
made any
sounding
progress?
voice.
We skipped through some of them, but there wasn't anything useful. Oh, there's so many documents lying around. Just how many cases have you handled?
I would love to answer that question, but the truth is I've never made a precise calculation myself. If memory serves me right, there should be at least 100,000 cases. The documents you see are just a small fraction of what's really there.
Whoa.
Yeah, but that's of all time, though. What about the last 10 years?
The work of a Chief Justice isn't easy at all.
That might be how it seems from another's perspective, but trials and official duties are, to me, simply routine. There are many documents here. Take a break if you are tired.
You read Paimon.
All right. Let us take a break then.
We shall sit down on this comfortable couch in our one sitting animation. Which means we can't lean back on the cushions.
Even though resting is a part, all the silence is making Paimon feel really awkward.
Please pardon my lack of consideration. People rarely come to the Palais Mermonia for matters outside of work. To be quite honest, I am not sure what we should do. Would you like to have some drinks, perhaps? You must be thirsty after all that work.
Ooh, drinks! Thank you! Paimon wonders what Novelette likes to drink. Oh, maybe he's a fan of really fancy wines.
Actually, he's probably into just very clear water.
He seems like the type of person who'd own an entire winery. You know, like D-Luke.
Ah, DPS Luke.
What's that?
Yep, called it.
Glasses? It looks just like water.
Yes.
An astute observation. It is indeed water.
He's the Hydro Dragon. Of course he only drinks water.
So it's just plain old...
What did you think it was?
Since you're the...
This water is indeed very special. It would not be an overstatement to call it sophisticated.
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
I believe you've already tried Fonta. In fact, there are many other drink factories in Fontaine, including those that specialize in packaging pure drinking water. Said water is sourced from all across Tevat, including Mondstadt's Cider Lake, Liyue's Chintsa village, and Inazuma's Konda village. Here is one of their latest products, water from Sumeru's Apam Woods.
Is there any difference? They're all just water, aren't they?
If I were to comment on their mouthfeel, the waters of Cider Lake warm the heart. The waters of Chintsa village have a poignant touch, while one might call the waters of Konda village placid. Distinct differences exist between the waters of each area. You will appreciate their intricacies once you taste them carefully.
Really? Let Paimon try!
It's just water.
What do you think?
Nope.
How regrettable. It seems like you still have a long way to go in refining your tastes.
You are literally
What does that have to do
the
with refining
dragon
my taste?
sovereign of water.
Pretty sure
Of course you would notice the differences.
Difference. How did you do it anyway? Oh, could it be because you're the Hydro Dragon?
That could be the case.
We are allowed to bring that up. Oh, Paimon's been wanting to ask this for ages. If you're the Hydro Dragon, why would you become Chief Justice in human society? Sorry.
So think about
I
it.
was just curious. You don't have to answer.
There's nothing to hide. I was simply organizing my thoughts. I accepted this position because I wanted to seek out answers to questions that have perplexed me.
Questions? Are there really things you can't figure out?
Many, in fact. But the one question that puzzles me the most concerns my own existence. In essence, I neither know why I was born in this form, nor do I understand where my long life should take me. I lost many memories from the moment I was born. The primordial sea, for example. I can only vaguely recall its connection to me, but I am unaware of what that connection is exactly.
Is there anyone who can answer those questions?
Perhaps the elemental dragons of other nations may have some form of an answer. However, they are scattered across all of Tevat. Abruptly visiting could very well pose an unpredictable risk.
True. Some of them have very unique personalities, too.
I have been holding on to these unanswered questions for a long time. But there is one thing I've discovered along the way. My emotions easily resonate with those of others. Even I don't have the slightest idea what they mean. My guess would be that there are at least some similarities between humans and myself. By observing their behavior, perhaps I could one day understand the meaning of my existence.
I see.
Have you made any progress then?
Perhaps, but I find such progress difficult to describe. As an outsider, chances to engage in meaningful interactions with others are few and far between. That's why I'm quite thankful for this chat. Such opportunities are rare. Alas, time is limited. We should move on with our investigation.
Are we gonna continue reading these documents? Hyman's getting dizzy already.
I wasn't able to find any leads even after browsing through most of the documents. But while we were on the topic of water a moment ago, another idea came to me.
Water? Do you mean...
The Fountain of Lucine?
That's right. The Fountain of Lucine is where all of Fontaine's waters converge. It is the vessel of countless memories and emotions. If there really were an organization attempting to use Melusines against me, they should also hold an intense resentment towards me. Perhaps we'll be able to find some new leads by sensing the hydro element within the fountain.
Huh.
Interesting way to handle it.
Hyman think of that. Come on, let's go take a look.
Perhaps we should go. There shouldn't be too many people near the Fountain of Lucine during the evening.
Shouldn't bother here. It's all the way over here. Right. I am still tracking the quest, yes? Wait, it has to finish and then pop up. Characters currently evolved in other quests? What? Tales from the court. Oh, motherfucker. Really? One of these is getting in the way? Fine. Do a fucking commission. Hold on. I have all four here. If I do this, will it go away? Or do I have to do the actual commission? No, I still have to do it. Alright. This should be quick-ish. It's one of these. Oh wait, no, this one I can just run ahead. Yeah, she's looking for her dog. I've done this probably 3 or 4, 6 times. I don't know. Commissions repeat. So I'm just skipping through all the dialogue here. And I know exactly where the dog is, because it's always in the same place. Don't actually have to follow her. Lathian is probably who we have to... who's part of the quest. That's why she was distracted here. Fancy dog. Ran off because his owner took him to the fucking opera. Take your pets to the fucking opera. Okay. Done. Don't even get anything from that.
Looks like we
Those
got
are
lucky
usually the
today.
ones I save till
There's
last
hardly
as
anyone
well.
around.
What should we do next? Oh, Traveler, can you still hear the voices from the fountain?
Not really. Should I drink more primordial seawater?
Perhaps leave the investigation to me. I need you to take a few steps back and keep a safe distance.
Ooh, we gonna see
Safe
something fun?
distance? Nicolette, what exactly are you... Whoa, it's glowing!
Come on, shut up and observe. That's the same move that he does for his big special attack. His ultimate, I guess, whatever. The fountain lights up, a wave of dizziness washes over you, and we're in a new place. Maybe, I don't know. What just happened? Everything looks a little different than how they are normally. As you continue forward and take a look around. Okay. That's cool. There is technically not. Oh. Okay then. Oh, I can't even dash. Carol.
Thank you for bringing us here, Monsieur Neuvillette. The Court of Fontaine is truly incredible.
That
There's
sounds like
so
more of a
many things
Melusine
I've never
voice.
seen or heard before.
I understand your excitement, but there's no need to thank me. Although I have responded to your wishes, it was not without personal interest. Melusine's special sight make them especially suited for joining the Maréchaussée Phantom.
I was
I'm certain
close.
you'll become an indispensable part
Maréchaussée.
of Fontaine's detective force.
I know, but I'm really glad to be of help. Not only can I repay you for your kindness, but also, it feels like my life has become a lot more meaningful.
But a meaningful life also comes with its risks.
It's definitely the safest to just stay in the village, but I want to see the outside world nonetheless. In truth, I've never really understood the purpose of my existence, or what I'm capable of contributing to this world. For almost 20 years, we've stayed in our village without finding any answers. That's why we wanted to leave our village and look for the meaning of our existence elsewhere.
Huh.
I understand your confusion. In fact, I feel the same way. I too came here for an answer to my questions about my own existence.
Really? Could you tell us what we should do to fit in as you did? The truth is, many people threw rocks at us today and told us to go back to our village. It hurt a lot when they hit me in the head.
Jeez.
And I tried really hard not to cry.
Logically speaking, both time and effort are essential when different species attempt to peacefully coexist. It will be a difficult road ahead, with countless obstacles to overcome. Different identities and ways of thinking all contribute to strengthening the barrier between one another. Removing it will be no easy feat. There aren't many suggestions I can share, because just like you, I haven't fully integrated into this society. Despite my social status, I am still an outsider.
Oh, I see. Let's all do our best then. I'm confident that we'll find the meaning of our existence one day.
I think you're
I
only
believe
an
in you,
outsider because
but
you
shouldn't
decided
lose
to
sight
be
of
an
the difficulties
outsider.
ahead. If you run into any trouble, I suggest that you inform Vautrin, the captain of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol.
Huh? Is he the person I met in the Palais Marmonia earlier?
Yes? Do you have any concerns?
That stone-faced human. He didn't even bother to look at me when I tried talking to him. It felt like he wasn't interested in it.
He is an earnest man. There will be plenty of opportunities to work together in the future, so please try to get along.
Okay. Or jump.
Thanks, but no need.
Oh. Hello, I'm Carol.
Get away from here! I'm calling the guards.
Please, calm down. I don't mean to cause any harm.
Hard to say.
Yeah, we should probably stay away from these monsters. Haven't you
Jeez.
realized? Strange incident.
Why should we trust this species from who knows where anyway? I can't believe.
Exactly. That so-called Chief Justice even granted them official positions. Not only that, but they're
He's
now
standing
responsible
right
for-
there,
Go
you
away.
idiots.
I'm not leaving. I won't let you say bad stuff about him. We joined the Mari Shosei Phantom and solved lots and lots of cases. We've never done anything wrong.
Solving cases? With Neuvillette in cahoots with you. You could have fabricated it all, and no one would know. So tell me, how can you guarantee that you Melazines aren't involved in anything that occurred recently?
Didn't I tell you before? Don't go advertising if you're not a good talker.
Vautrin?
Aside from spreading unjustified rumors, if you continue insulting members of the Mare Shosei Phantom, the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol has every right to subject you to interrogation. There have indeed been an increase in cases recently, perhaps due to the shifting currents of conspiracy, and I understand your concern. However, there's been no evidence pointing towards Melazines being involved.
Even the captain of the security patrol is on their side.
Yeah, because the side of
Neuvillette's
truth,
newly
you idiots.
reformed police force is already corrupt to the core.
How can two completely different species possibly coexist?
Well, most people aren't fucking like
You
you.
heard that?
Yeah. I don't understand. Why won't anyone believe us?
There have been rumors saying that you were born from calamity, and that you inherently bring danger to those around you. There are countless negative rumors about you floating around in Fontaine. It's near impossible for you to become a part of this society.
Dude, the fuck, man?
If you give up before
Thought you were
it's too
trying to
late.
support her.
Monsieur Neuvillette said that we needed to put both time and effort in. I don't know how long it'll take, but I can at least try making my best effort. I still want to try a little harder. Thank you for bailing me out earlier. Okay, I won't be taking any more of your time. I painted a lot of flyers last night, so I have to stay and hand them out to everyone.
Give them to me.
You're not gonna take them away, right?
We'll hand them out together. The faster we get this done, the sooner we can head back.
Can I? Well, he's at least trying to help, I guess. All three of them.
Monsieur Neuvillette, what's this?
Medals of Peace, awarded to you and Vautrin. Thank you for your continued dedication in the past 5 years. You've taken one small step forward in helping Melazines gain the trust of humans.
I think I'll pass.
Hey, don't say that. We wouldn't have made it this far without you. It won't be long before Melazines begin living peacefully with the humans. Just the thought of it makes me happy.
Don't keep your hopes up. We've barely scratched the surface. There's still a long way to go before that dream of yours comes true.
You blockhead! Don't ruin the mood!
Vautrin brings up a good point. The trust humans have placed in you is still very fragile. Any small incident could undermine the hard work you've put in. Please be on your guard for the next few days.
Yes, sir.
Okay, got it.
Interesting, because we started at the fountain, but then ended up at the fountain. Without
Medal of
going in a loop.
peace? Peace isn't going to give us back what's rightfully ours.
Ooh, hate you
Are you
already.
sure we should do this? We're no match for Neuvillette, even with all our powers combined. What if...
Nah, not gonna happen. As long as he remains in his position, there's no chance he'd take us out personally. There are rules even he must comply with in the political sphere. Unless he wants to become an enemy of Fontaine. So quit worrying and just go ahead with it. I've already planned out the murder. Once we lay the blame on the Melazines as the person who brought them to the court of Fontaine, Nervilette will be left with no excuse.
I guess you're right. Ugh. If he just left things the way they were, it never would have come to this. But he's forced our hand.
The fuck are you talking about? You make no fucking sense, you bigots.
Turn the murderer in!
Melazines can't be trusted. That goes for Nervilette too.
Fuck you.
Peaceful coexistence? What a joke.
That
Get
idiot
out of the
again.
court of Fontaine and don't ever come back.
Wanna hit her? We're back here now.
The results of the investigation are in, Captain Vautrin.
Go on.
There is no direct evidence, but reasonable inference indicates that the ones controlling the situation are supporters of the old regime, whose interests have been undermined by the reform. They tricked Miss Carroll into going to the crime scene and pressed charges against her. After that, they incited panic among the people in order to make Monsieur Nervilette confess to his mistakes and yield up power. The guards were stopped by the enraged mob and couldn't intervene in time. Miss Carroll chose to sacrifice herself to pacify the situation.
And she called me a blockhead. A little investigation would have cleared things up. Why didn't she wait until we'd established the truth? She didn't have to prove her innocence like that.
The situation had rapidly escalated to a physical altercation between infuriated citizens and the guards. Miss Carroll might have thought there was no better plan.
That is indeed something she'd do.
Captain Vautrin, should I present these results to Monsieur Nervilette right away?
There's no need. Notify the guards to restrict public access to all information.
Restrict access to... Wait, are you planning to...
There's something I've never told Carol. I had a little sister named Ilaria who passed away when I was very young. She's just like Carol in every possible way. Innocent, kind, always believing the best of people. People like her are the most vulnerable to deception and betrayal. From the moment I met Carol, I knew that she'd be easily manipulated by others. I kept a cold demeanor and tried lecturing her into giving up.
Looks like she was unfazed by that.
Yes. In fact, some of her spirit must have rubbed off on me instead. Because I too began working towards that pie-in-the-sky dream of hers. I should have known. Those cowards don't have the guts to confront Nervilette. They even avoided causing trouble for me. They were after Carol all along. Can you understand how I feel? Right now, there's only one thought on my mind. Only through bloodshed can their debt be repaid.
I understand, but I'm certain Monsieur Nervilette wouldn't accept that as a solution.
That's exactly why we need to keep this a secret. Give me the list of suspects. What happens after this has nothing to do with any of you. I will take responsibility for everything.
Looking through the story. Yeah, in black and white.
Did you know? They're hearing a major case today, and the criminal is Captain Vautrin of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. Apparently, he resorted to personal measures to seek revenge for Carol and settled the score with the group that framed his friend. Hey, why aren't you saying anything?
I'm thinking... we should try our best to bail him out when the trial commences.
Bail him out? Why?
Shh,
keep it down. Haven't you realized? Both Vautrin and Carol are Nervilet's most trusted subordinates. After everything that happened to Carol, Nervilet's guaranteed to do everything he can to keep Vautrin around. Besides, now that the old regime has been uprooted, Nervilet's status is secure as can be. As long as we redirect public opinion, Nervilet will be able to give Vautrin a reprieve. The benefits are endless.
That's a guy in support.
Vautrin sought vengeance for his friend for a valid cause. This represents the justice he upholds. Please think about it. If the same thing had happened to you, wouldn't you feel the same way he did?
Yeah, that's right!
This whole thing started because of those despicable cowards who levied false accusations against Carol. How could Vautrin be declared guilty for seeking revenge?
Monsieur Neuvillette.
Mr. Vautrin is innocent!
He's innocent!
Order! I acknowledge your arguments. Vautrin, your revenge could be seen as a form of justice. I understand your decision, which is why I cannot help but feel regret and even grief about the judgment I must now impose. Personal justice does not equate to justice as defined by the law. To execute your plan for revenge, you abused your authority and conducted informal executions. Your actions have thus violated the law. Therefore, you will be declared guilty.
What?
That can't be! Monsieur Nervilet, please give this a little more thought. He has done so much for Fontaine.
Vautrin, my friend, is there anything else you want to say?
Neuvillette, what have I done to deserve this? I've closely followed every one of your orders. Can't you see? Everyone in this room believes that I'm innocent. Why can't you just let me off? Is this what justice means to you? Answer me, Neuvillette!
Order. Since there have been no further objections, the Oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vautrin. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, Mr. Vautrin will be declared guilty.
Still way too long a name for that thing.
Goodbye, Monsieur Neuvillette.
This all happened because of Carol's naive ideas.
How can different species peacefully coexist anyway?
Easily. And we're back.
Hey, stop spacing out! What's wrong? Are you not feeling well?
What was that?
Apologies, it seems like my memories got the better of me. I tried my best to suppress the power of Hydro within myself, but it seems like it still caused the emotions within the Fountain of Lucine to boil over, due to my negligence. The overflow of emotions and memories must have affected you as well. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
Wow, the Hydro Dragon is more powerful than Paimon thought. Anyways, the last time we came here, the Traveler only heard voices from the Fountain of Lucine. No emotions boiling over or anything.
It is as you said. This might be because I am different. It is not only the fountain. I can sense emotions from all waters in Fontaine. Rivers, lakes, and even the rain.
That sounds awesome!
I don't think
But
so,
I rarely
Paimon.
ever do anything like this. Emotions carried by water are always chaotic and disconnected. As an outsider, having my mind occupied with irrelevant memories isn't exactly a pleasant experience.
The memories I saw were related to you.
Which ones?
From when you brought Carol to the court of Fontaine. Declared Vautrin guilty.
It's fine. I prefer not to speak of those memories. That does not mean I am deliberately hiding them. It was a coincidence, but perhaps it is a good thing that you saw everything in that form. You should now understand why I believe there to be a conspiracy behind all this. These two cases are much too similar. I felt like I needed to do something.
Paimon's starting of what you're saying.
Then shut up and just listen.
Don't leave Paimon out of the conversation. Paimon wants to help too.
Yeah, but
Then
you
let
were
us
here
get
for
back
this
to the
part.
point. While I was investigating the fountain, I discovered something strange. I did not sense too much hatred towards me within its accumulated emotions. I don't know what caused this to happen, but it seems like there won't be a shortcut to finding the organization that may be pulling the strings here. However, I did find some resentment directed towards Kiara. If I remember correctly, it seemed to be related to a smuggling case.
Oh, didn't we read about that in one of the documents?
First one we read.
You've read about it? In that case, the resentment should have come from that incident.
Huh? What are you doing here? I was just about to look for you at the Palais Mermonia.
Navia, nice to see you again. Is there something we can help with?
I've heard some things, but I'm not purposely asking around or anything. Don't worry. Rumors are abroad that someone's scheming against Melusines, and that you're investigating the case. So I told the Spina di Rosula to keep an eye out for leads. We've had unfamiliar faces showing themselves at the Fleuve Cendre lately. Maybe you'll find the suspects among them.
Thank you. Where did you hear about all this?
The Chief Justice out on investigation, accompanied by the Traveler from afar. No matter how you conceal your whereabouts, there will be countless eyes watching you. You talked to Kiara, but didn't ask her to keep things secret. People curious to know asked around for information, then it was only a matter of time before word of the threatening letter spread all across Fontaine.
So that's what Charlotte meant.
Indeed. I did not expect that this could be kept hidden for too long, but the rumors still spread faster than I imagined.
You know, it could be because you attract more attention than you think. Anyway, any progress with the investigation?
The suspects who threatened Kiara might have to do with a certain smuggling case, but it is still uncertain if there is in fact another party behind all this. We are planning to return to the Palais Mermonia to revisit some details and identify the senders of that threatening letter.
All right, then I'll round up the Spina di Rosula and follow up on their progress. Wait for my word. Ta-ta!
Neverlet, do you think there'll be any problems now that the word is out?
No.
I have already considered that possibility, and I do not think that there will be any. As a matter of fact, once the word gets out, no one would dare to harm Kiara in broad daylight. What is more important is how the case is perceived by the public. 400 years ago, they chose to side with the old regime and direct their resentment towards the Melusines. I hope the same won't happen again. Let us head back to the Palais.
Yeah, I think we're beyond that point. People tend to view the Melusines as just another part of society here.
Strange. What are these people doing out on the streets so late at night? Did something happen? Let's take a look around.
Have you heard? Someone's plotting against a Melusine. This is 100% the truth. Even the Chief Justice is investigating in person.
What? That's it. Who's been threatening Melusine?
Yep, as I thought. They're all defending
Our
them
enemies
now.
are lurking in the shadows and won't easily reveal themselves. But no amount of hiding will keep us from finding them.
Fucking Steambird reporter.
That's exactly what I wanted to say. The guards have already begun to think about how much we owe them. Now that they're in danger, how can we just sit back and do nothing?
Everyone, please stay alert to your surroundings from now on. If you see any suspicious persons, report them to the guards immediately.
It's a bit much.
It feels like you've been following me this whole time. Did something happen?
We were informed that. Nope. We just.
Have you had dinner yet? Why don't we check out the new items at the dessert shop together?
This isn't a good time to be.
Come on. Don't act tough. I bet you're hungry too.
All right. Let's go buy a cake or something.
You shouldn't ever skip meals, especially if you have another shift scheduled for later.
I heard even Nervilette's keeping an eye on the situation. This is the perfect chance to get promoted. We gotta make sure we give it all we've got.
Seriously? Were you planning to shirk your duties if Nervilette wasn't involved?
Relax, I was just playing. We've worked together for years now. If something happened to them, I'd be haunted by regret for the rest of my life.
That's more like it. We should stand guard until the criminal has been caught.
Come and fight me instead, you cowards!
Have you heard? Even the special patrol came to help.
Shh, look. Isn't that Nervulette? I think he's looking at us.
Looks like there's nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
This is truly wonderful.
So, wanna go over and say hi?
No, I should stay where I am. My appearance could give rise to unnecessary commotion. Let us stick to our plan and return to the Palais Mermonia. The faster we uncover the truth, the better.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of the content I want to stream with this game ends up just being hopping from cutscene to cutscene. Once in a while you get to see some combat, but in all honesty, just in general with this game, the combat's the most boring part. The best part of this game is the exploration.
The smuggling case was solved by the joint forces of the guards and the Maréchaussée Phantom. This is the one. The list of involved suspects should be... Ah, found it.
What does it say?
The principal offenders Domenico, Inica, Yuna, and others have been caught. They have been sent to the fortress of Meropide following trial. Those with close connections or mutual interests with the offenders but who did not participate in the case will not stand trial. Among them, surveillance of Essin has ceased on account of his good behavior. All other personnel remain on our watch list.
So many names. Is the one who sent that threatening letter to Kiara on the list?
Yes, there is something suspicious about Essin, to be precise. It seems like he's closely related to the core members of the smuggling case, and he moves around without much restriction.
Should we tell Navi about this?
Monsieur Neverland, someone claiming to be from the Spina di Rosula just checked in with us. He said, and I quote, "We have located the suspect. They're chatting at the cafe."
Huh? How did Navia find them so quickly? We've only just figured out the suspect's name.
I too am perplexed. The cafe isn't too far from here. We should head over and take a look.
Right, might as well just leave then. Oh yeah, because that's definitely deep enough to dive into.
Hey, Navia, we're here! Whoa. Check out all these people. Hey there, are you Navia's friends too?
These are the people who have had recent dealings at the Maréchaussée Phantom. They're usually hidden in the Fleuve Cendre, but I sent for someone to invite them over.
Invite them over?
Exactly. Now, I heard there's great coffee here, and so I asked them if they'd like to come and have some.
Yeah, it's our pleasure to be guests of the Spina di Rosula.
I've wanted to have a meetup like this for ages.
Something feels off. But, oh well. Let's get back to business. Is there anyone called Essin here?
Yes, that's me.
Your essay?
Yes, Monsieur Nervilette.
Did you write that threatening letter to Kiara?
I did, but I was just following orders.
Orders from whom?
Domenico, he was my boss. I couldn't disobey his orders.
Domenico, where is he now?
The fortress of Meropide.
Well, I'm afraid even the Spina would have trouble looking into that place. Looks like you'll have to make the trip yourselves. This was as much as I could do.
You've done more than enough. I am extremely grateful for your help.
Leave the formalities for
So
later.
that's where
We should
the
find Domenico
Archon
first.
quest
If he really is the one
starts.
setting up the conspiracy, it'd be best if he's exposed as soon as possible.
I don't want to accidentally start that on our way. Ha ha ha. Let's see what happens here. Okay, it's on a different level. Oh, it starts in our room. That's much easier to avoid.
It's Monsieur Nervilette.
Hi. Wait, what? Radley?
Welcome to the Fortress of Meropide, dear esteemed guests.
We're back! Oh, and a greeting from none other than the Duke himself. Guess we made a name for ourselves at this place.
And everywhere.
This isn't anything new. I figured you had important matters to discuss when the two of you, not to mention the Chief Justice, showed up. Let's assume we've gone through the pleasantries and cut right to the chase. I do remember a thing or two about Domenico. He once attempted to round up the other inmates and instigate a protest.
Who does this guy think he is? Paimon hopes nothing came of it.
He once attempted to, I said, meaning that it was over before it even started. And now he's threatening Melazines, is he? To be honest, Domenico doesn't seem like much of a conspirator. The fact that the three of you bothered to personally investigate raises a flag. Is there something else going on behind the scenes here?
He's got the same concerns we do.
I am concerned about this incident because something similar has occurred in the past. I wish to meet Domenico in person and have my questions answered. That's an easy one. Let me think. I think he's at...
Oh, did I hear someone say Melazine? What happened? Sijuin!
The weird Melusine that has hands! A Melusine named Kiara received a threatening letter.
Yeah, and we're investigating. The person who threatened her seems to be imprisoned here. Really? Is Kiara gonna be okay?
There's no need to worry. Clarande is protecting her as we speak.
Well, that's great. But if the criminal's still... Is there anything you can do about this?
Ah, head nurse. Do you require me to personally deal with the criminal? Wriothesley. Okay, I get it. I'll bring Domenico to you. That's your only demand, correct? Think of it as more of a humble request. I'm here on my own accord, not to formally transfer a criminal for trial. I urge you to set aside any concerns. Thanks for the trouble. Consider me in your debt.
Whoa! If Paimon were the Duke, Paimon would take this chance to ask for something really important.
Well, were I still a criminal, I'd probably ask for a lighter sentence. But I'm sure Monsieur Nervilette would reject that. But enough jokes. I'll look for Domenico and bring him to you. Make yourselves at home. Our dear head nurse has mentioned you quite a few times, so I'm sure she has a lot to say.
Please come with me to the infirmary. And watch your step. There's some pretty dark areas, so make sure you don't trip over anything.
been here so many times. This. Go the long way around. Avoid getting anywhere near our room.
We just had a new member join us last month.
Random lines like that made me think I should talk to them, but we're following the trail.
Please rest here for a moment. Oh, and would anyone like anything to drink? Paimon's not that thirsty, but thanks anyway. Thirst is a warning sign that you're dehydrated, which means you have to drink up even before that. I'll bring you some tea. I'm sure you'll have a lot to talk about. Typical Sijuin. Concerned about everyone's health as always. Why aren't you two saying anything?
You noticed them too. The badges they wore on their chests looked quite familiar.
Familiar? Paimon didn't even realize they were wearing them.
Once I'm with Paimon here.
If you say so, let's
Like I
ask them
said,
about
something
it.
was happening. We'll go. You're not exactly safe for Sorais around here.
That's not a bad idea. I will stay here and wait for news from you.
Okay, guess we're out investigating now. Mutual aid network?
Anything you need?
Badge you're wearing.
Oh, this? Are you interested in joining the Mutual Aid Network?
What's that?
We have a very long history, going back as far as 400 years ago.
Oh?
We have never had many members throughout our history, nor do we have much of a reputation, but everyone treats each other like family. Helping each other is our purpose.
It's the old regime.
At the same time, we seek to maintain just dealings as much as possible.
Sounds like a pretty neat organization.
All we want is to defend ourselves. None of us have ever committed serious crimes, and we're not especially powerful either. We're at a natural disadvantage here in the fortress. But people won't give us a hard time if we stick together.
Talk with you last. Here at the table.
You two look kind of familiar.
Badge you're wearing.
It's the symbol of the Mutual Aid Network designed by our first president. From what I've heard, it's based on something called a Medal of Peace.
Yeah, called it.
I've never seen one of those medals for myself, though.
Peace.
The first president of our network was an amazing person. Powerful as he was, he never used his strength against anyone. He encouraged the weaker criminals to stick together and look out for each other.
Guess
All
who
of
it
us have a lot of
was?
respect for him.
Already kind of forgotten his name. It's like Botron? Was that it? Yeah, that must have been the founder.
Interested in joining the Mutual Aid Network? If you'd like to learn more, here's our flyer.
Help each other. Do all you can to further justice. Do not detest just judgment. The above are the 3 principles of the Mutual Aid Network. All are welcome to join and membership is free. There are no compulsory group events. The Mutual Aid Network encourages members to do what they are able, including but not limited to cleaning, exercising, tutoring, and studying. It is hoped that all Mutual Aid Network members will, during their time in the Fortress of Meripede, face up to the crimes they have committed, encourage each other, support each other, and welcome the future together.
Our slogan may have evolved over the centuries, but our goal has remained unchanged. Here, this book is for you. You're welcome to come and sign up anytime.
gathered enough information. Let's head back and talk to Neuvillette.
Yeah. After his old friend Voltron got sent here, he started the mutual aid network.
Did you manage to gather any intel?
Mm-hmm. The people who wore the badges belong to an organization called the Mutual Aid Network. According to them, the badge's design was inspired by the Medal of Peace. Have you seen any of those before?
I personally crafted 2 of them myself. They were awarded to Carol and Vautrin. Carol's medal was destroyed in a fire. The only one that remained should belong to Vautrin.
Oh. So the network was inspired by...
Monsieur Neuvillette, His Grace has requested your presence in his office. He's found Domenico.
All right. Let us talk to him first and get to the bottom of this situation.
Yep. Oh no. That could have been bad.
Allow me to introduce this fine gentleman, Domenico. Why don't you explain everything to him?
Neuvillette? What do you want? What are you gonna do? Kill me?
Calm down. I merely want to ask you a few questions. Was it your idea to send that letter to a Melusine? Essin has already confessed, so there really isn't any need to keep hiding.
Oh, that idiot! I can't believe I trusted him.
Let me ask this another way. It was your idea to send that letter, correct?
Yes.
Who is pulling your strings?
What? You're not trying to frame me for something I haven't done, are you?
It's best if you realize the gravity of your situation. The Chief Justice of Fontaine has been personally investigating your case. I assume your previous attempt to incite unrest at the Fortress of Meripede has something to do with this as well.
I admit I acted on impulse. I'll tell you the truth. But before that, you must ensure my safety.
I can do that.
You see, we're all reasonable people here.
I only intended to do some small business at first. Someone contacted me about delivering some goods and promised me a generous sum of more in return. After making a few trips, I was suddenly approached by the Maréchaussée Phantom. They accused me of smuggling prohibited items, and I was put on trial. But I refused to accept any of that. The ignorant can be rightfully absolved from guilt, right? Well, I suspect that someone got me locked up here so they could get their hands on my goods.
And then you decided to take revenge on the Melusines? Over that?
Ignorance is not an excuse, by the way.
My initial target was Neuvillette. Everyone in the forces of Meripede was declared guilty by him, after all. So they must more or less hold a grudge against him, right? If I could get them to strike back. But for some reason, no one wanted to team up with me. That mutual aid network in particular. What did those nobodies even gain from trying to challenge me? Seriously.
Good?
In the end, I had to redirect my focus on
he was a
Melusines
smuggler.
to salvage
The
things.
goods he was smuggling.
I recall that Chiara was the one who confiscated my goods for inspection. So I asked one of the more approachable guards to send a letter, claiming that I meant to contact my family. But the letter was in fact addressed to Essa. I requested that he write a threat letter to Chiara and force her to resign from the Maréchaussée Phantom.
Am I to assume that the claims you've made are your own thoughts? Have you been in contact with any suspicious people recently?
No.
Is it true that all members involved in the smuggling scandal have been caught?
Yes. And that's all I know.
Sijwin, please take him back to the detention center. I'll deal with him later.
I think Sijwin is a half Melusine, which is
So,
very
Monsieur
strange.
Neuvillette, you were concerned that there might be a shadowy faction looking to capitalize on the delicate situation with the Melusines to stir up greater chaos?
Yes. I experienced a similar incident in the past, so I had to be prepared for any possibility.
And how long ago was this incident?
More than 400 years.
You might be overthinking this.
Yeah.
Time can change a lot of things. Everything's different now.
What do you mean?
400 years ago, you and the Melusines you brought to Fontaine were the outliers in society. But in the present day, if someone were to threaten the safety of the Melusines, people wouldn't just sit back and do nothing. I trust that they would make different choices from before.
As we heard.
That's right! We saw lots of people standing up for Melusines on our way back to the Palais Mermonia.
Monsieur Neuvillette, the Melusines are a species you introduced to Fontaine. How the public treats them is also reflective of their attitude towards you. When people refused to place their trust in Melusines, it was because they were still on the fence about you, their unfamiliar Chief Justice.
Oh my.
For almost 500 years, you've conducted every trial with impartiality. You made the right judgment each time, regardless of whatever nonsense went on.
This is your first time seeing any of Genshin Impact? Oh, this is... we are very close to the current story. This is what? Region 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Technically Region 5. And the second iteration of it. There is so much. There is so much story to this game. You're coming in quite late to it. Though I guess no, there's still backstory for this stuff that you wouldn't really know. But I do hope you enjoy what you're seeing today, even if you don't understand much of it. I appreciate it.
People no longer have any reservations about you and even consider you a symbol of the law. Right now, your every decision will impact all of Fontaine. In other words, you've gradually transformed the whole nation.
Paimon gets it now. No wonder no one wanted to join forces with Domenico.
Tragedies like that won't ever happen again.
I am undeserving of such high compliments. From my perspective, I have simply been fulfilling my duties. It isn't anything special or worthy of praise. I'm simply fulfilling the promises I've made and searching for answers through my judgments. It is unnecessary to hold me in such high regard. The complexity of human emotions and willpower far exceed those of mine. As a matter of fact, I believe that you are the ones who deserve my respect.
There's no need to be so modest. The current state of affairs says it all. You're no longer that outsider you were before. Even if you wished to investigate something on your own, many would take the initiative to lend you a hand.
I must say that you've made a fair point. Thank you for clearing my doubts. Now that the case has been settled, I should get going.
Huh? You're leaving?
And so soon, too? Why not stay for a cup of tea?
Thank you for the offer,
Recommended
but
to you by a
I know
friend.
how this place works all too well.
Well, I appreciate that
While
friend as
some are
well.
here to redeem
Thank you for joining.
themselves, there will inevitably be those who harbor resentment towards me. The less time I spend here, the better. My presence could very well result in an unwanted disturbance.
In that case, I'll have to insist. I still have 2 more things to say.
Please, go ahead.
The first is about the guard who helped Domenico send that letter.
And thanks for the follow,
I know of what
Major
you
Prophet.
speak. The guard was indeed deployed from the Palais Mermonia's staff. However, as I mentioned earlier, I visited today on personal business. Therefore, I leave that matter in your hands.
Well, that makes things a lot easier.
You're not going to...
hey now, don't let your imagination run wild. Those from up there have a tendency to sympathize with others. However, down here, such thoughts will put you at high risk. I'll have a chat with the guard and remind him to take precautions in the future.
I see no issues with that.
Great! That's one thing out of the way. What's the other thing you wanted to say?
The other thing was born from my own sense of curiosity. Now, I've heard that you investigated the mutual aid network. Is that right?
Yep.
Kind of asked them what it
Nicolette
was.
thought their badges looked familiar.
I noticed the small gang as well when I first took over the Fortress of Meripede. They were not great in number, but every member always made sure to stand up for what was right. I've looked into their founder, Vautrin, who once
no, I
stood
don't have a
trial
sub
and
button.
was sentenced to imprisonment in the fortress.
I
According to
am
existing
not a partner
documentation,
yet, or whatever the word
Vautrin
is for
remained
that.
disciplined throughout his imprisonment. He had never once engaged in physical or verbal aggression.
I think there's 4 requirements to get up to the next level, which is, I don't think it's partner, but I don't remember what the names are. I have 3 of them. The one that I don't have is the average number of viewers, which you need an average viewer count of 3.0. I have around 1. Not many people watch. But I appreciate those of you that do quite a bit. So thank you for the follow.
In other words, how he presented himself in prison was very different from his behavior in court.
What?
Doesn't he hate Nouvelet?
During his trial, I could sense that his feelings were complicated. He appeared to be full of resentment, and I believe he had every right to feel that way.
Perhaps he had been putting on an act.
An act?
Neuvillette and Vautrin had a close relationship as superior and subordinate. Vautrin must have known that the Chief Justice would make an impartial judgment. Thus, the more resentment he displayed, the clearer it would be to those present that you were upholding justice. And to those who had been sitting on the fence, Vautrin's act was a very meaningful one. That's all from me. Does anyone else have anything to say? Now's your chance.
I don't have anything to say, apart from expressing my gratitude, that is. Well then, let us head back. No need to see us off.
Thanks,
Please,
Wesley.
take care.
Oh, where's it taking us? All the way back out here, okay.
That trial is something I rarely bring up in conversation, but I have always felt deep regret for what happened to both Carol and Vautrin. The words he spoke in court often replay in my mind, as if urging me on to do something.
But Risley said he never resented you, right? Isn't that a good thing?
I believe I now understand what he wanted to tell me. I feel conflicted about those words. How should I describe it? Surprise, relief, fear, and regret. But this blend of emotions has led me to finally understand some things. I would like to hear your thoughts, too. What do you think of me?
Paimon agrees with everything Risley said. As Chief Justice, every single one of your trials makes an impact on Fontaine. What do you think, Traveler? Hey, any comments?
What I really think is...
Oh shit!
Every trial you've ever judged has left its impression on you. And that's what makes you who you are today.
So they actually voiced his line for this part. That's cool. As the Hydro Dragon Sovereign, Nouvelet still thinks of himself as an outsider due to his identity. But so much time has passed since then. Perhaps the lines between him and humans have long since blurred.
That is indeed a reasonable assumption. As I said, I find it difficult to express my emotions because I cannot fully understand myself.
Oh, a Korean game makes me want to complete Korean voiceover. Very likely that you can. I have mine automatically set to English, and I'm playing on the American server, one of the American servers. So if you play, probably, I don't know if you'd have to switch to a Korean server to switch it to that. But you can definitely tell this is not originally voiced in English. It's dubbed, and the dub actors are usually pretty damn good, but you can tell that they don't match the lip flaps, and that's why the autoplay doesn't always time well with the lines.
But I trust your judgment. Since some time ago, I have begun to notice the changes that have occurred upon my person. These changes were not due to any specific occurrence, but emerged as a result of time itself. I will try to contemplate this further. Thank you both.
Ooh, a full scene.
Huh? It's raining! Oh no, Paimon forgot to bring an umbrella! Come on, let's hurry before it rains harder!
Did you forget about the whole thing with rain? That our dragon friend here causes the rain when he's sad?
It's raining again? I've had enough of this weather.
There go my travel plans.
Did you read the news this morning? Quick, put away everything on the clothesline.
When is this rain going to stop?
Hydro Dragon, don't cry!
They're planning to reanimate the monster. We have to report this to the Chief Justice.
The Fortress of Meripede. It's a good place for me.
Yeah.
He owes me so many answers.
Nervillette? You could say he's the real symbol of Fontaine's justice.
Watch him closely. He could be trouble.
How can two completely different species possibly coexist?
Who's been threatening Melusines? Show yourself!
Change in opinion.
You will see much in the human world, from the delightful to the depressing. And one day, when you have dwelt among humanity long enough, you will be placed to bring judgment over all as a spokesperson for Fontaine's past.
Good morning, Monsieur Neuvillette! The rainy season's almost over! The skies are supposed to clear in a few days!
I hope you find time to enjoy the sunny days ahead.
There's a damn smile. That was nice. Oh, it's not over.
Is the matter resolved?
Yep, we found the person who sent that threatening letter. Risley said he'd keep a close eye on him, so the Melusines should be safe now.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Sorry for dragging you all into this.
There's no need to apologize.
Yeah, you didn't drag us in. We got involved of our own accord.
By the way, where's Kiara?
No. The guy in yellow there is the main character. Thing is with this game, you can switch between characters, but you have to get them.
Look out for danger. I was worried that the excess
It's a bit of a
protection
gotcha.
would make her feel uneasy, so I asked her to stay inside the palais. It's very safe in there.
What a relief.
Well, now it looks like the dust has finally settled. To celebrate this joyous occasion, Monsieur Nouvelette, would you
Yeah.
be interested in an exclusive interview?
Yeah, this was Nouvelette's story quest.
I
So it
will
was specifically
consider
about
it.
him.
Really?
Of course. My schedule is full for the following weeks, but I should be available next month. Come up with questions during the intervening days, and I will answer them to the best of my ability.
Yes! Thank you so much, Monsieur!
Now, if you'll excuse me, I must head back to the Palais and issue a communique to publicize our investigation results. I hope it will assuage the concerns of all.
Okay. Oh, gotta return. But yeah, when I said there were a bunch of different sections to the story, take a look at the map. We're currently in Fontaine. It started with Mondstadt over here. I think Dragonspine was an addition to Mondstadt at one point. Then Liyue, which cuts off here. And the Chasm was actually an addition later on. It used to cut off here for a while. And actually, before the Chasm happened, we got Inazuma, the Japan-inspired one. First it was these 3 islands, then these 3 over here. And after that, we had Sumeru, which is the Avidia Forest over here, and then the desert as well, which in multiple releases got all the way up to here. There was a cutoff here, and then the newest one is Fontaine, which is up here. And from around here, actually, this and above is the second section, and this and to the right is the third section. All different releases in the game. And each has a different element. Mondstadt is Animo, which is air. Liyue is earth, or geo. Inazuma is electro. And Sumeru was dendro, which is like plants and stuff. And this one's hydro, water.
Oh, an exclusive interview! Am I dreaming? What should I ask him?
Don't let anything hold you back. Make the most of this opportunity and ask away.
Also, you have a month. Don't worry too
He'll
much.
decline any question he can't answer anyway, so you might as well give all of them a shot.
Ha! Fair enough. But yeah. This is the main character, the Traveler. You get to name him, or her, depending if you've picked a brother or sister. I also have a bunch of other people on my team here. Here's my DPS. Everyone has a different weapon set between sword, claymore, spear, bow, and catalyst, which is magic. Just hop over here. And yeah, I actually have I have all these characters, but it's not all of them. There's, how many do I have here? Does it tell me the amount? Tops. No. Okay. But yeah, there's a lot that goes into this game. It's actually free to play. You get the characters through these gacha pulls, and you can get the stuff you need for them just by playing the game. So I haven't spent a coin on this. Oh, yes, miHoYo. I'm assuming by your realization there, they're not Korean. Originally I did think they were Chinese, so that might be it. I'm not sure. But I know it's not English. Oh, actually, I might as well check that for you just to confirm. Language. Yeah, there's a lot of options. Lot of options for language, both in text and voiceover. Actually, the voiceover is probably a shorter list. Yep, Chinese, English, Japanese, and Korean. So it does come in Korean. And yes, there's a lot more characters than that.
Kiara?
Monsieur Neuvillette? Sorry, I accidentally fell asleep.
It's quite all right. I'm here to tell you that we have caught the sender of that threatening letter. You're safe now.
And yes, I have 56 characters, and there are 24 that I don't have. So yeah, there's a lot, and they keep adding more. It's not an MMO, actually. It's a single player. It does have multiplayer. It's co-op, and I've done that a little bit. Might convince me to play some of the other features of the game if I do use that more, but I need friends to play with. I don't play any MMOs at the moment.
Thank you, Monsieur.
This is kind of MMO-ish, but it's
And
mostly a
thank you,
single player
Traveler
game.
and Big Sis Paimon. Everyone's been so nice to me, so I've always felt really safe.
Good.
Do you remember Domenico? He was the sender of that letter.
Let me think. I can't remember. My memory isn't that good, so I easily forget things.
Yep.
By the way, I saw Carol in my dreams just now. Where's she gone, by the way? I haven't seen her in a long time.
Your memory is really bad,
In my dream,
huh?
she looked really happy. She held my hand and said, "Kiara, our dreams have finally come true." I can't remember what our dreams were anymore, and I don't know why. But I felt really happy too.
I can sense your joy. It is indeed a delightful moment.
Monsieur Neuvillette, are you happy too? Oh, I almost forgot. Am I allowed to go out now? I promised to model for Alov.
Of course. Off you go.
See you next time, Monsieur, Traveler, and Big Sis Paimon.
See you next time.
The Melusines don't walk, they skip. Hey, quest complete. Nice. And no follow-up? Alright. So that was that. Oh. I was looking for when that would turn up. I just had to go back to the fortress for that. But I'll be doing that one on my own time. I think. I don't think it's voiced. Risley will be up next, but we'll be doing that next time. I think this comes before the next Archon quest? I may have to check that, but I think it comes first. Do I unlock it now? It's not going to be in the new area. That's where I'll be going to explore. Why not? Yes, it's... Oh, no. The dormitories in the Fortress of Maripede. Oh, no. I wonder what's going to turn up first, because we want to do this before we do this. And they're both in the exact same spot. Oh, no. What will take priority? If only there was a way to mute this. I don't think there is. Oh, that'll be annoying. Alright, well. We have personal reasons to be back in the day. Farina's reply. Personal reasons? Oh me, oh my, as our chief just... Oh, it's autoplaying. If I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. You should follow my example and go out more often. You need to get out to know your people better. Even if something unfortunate happens, you'll still run into lots of unique characters along the way. What do you think? The human world isn't too bad now, is it? Anything else to say, Nicolette?
I really can't fathom what goes on in her head sometimes.
Fair enough. Alright, we're gonna... zoomed. as always, we'll stop in front of the Adventurers Guild. Oh, let's see. We're gonna play the new Zenless Zone Zero? I have not heard of Zenless Zone Zero, but the newest one I'd heard of from them was, what is it? The fucking train.
Can we play Banker next time?
I'm actually forgetting the name of it. Whatever it is, it was a turn-based RPG where this one is real-time, and I much prefer real-time. So I won't be trying that. Honestly, if all MiHoYo games are like this, I'm going to stick with just this one. Okay.
There'll be an extra fee for that.
Oh. Oh, that's interesting. Alright. Let's see who we can raid now, shall we? So many people playing Lethal Company. That got popular hella quick. Oh. You know what? We might have raided into him once before. Instead of any of the VTubers I often raid into, we're gonna raid into Distortion Devil today. There you go. He's playing some Baldur's Gate 3, which I finished yesterday. And now that I'm no longer streaming it, I don't feel bad about raiding into people playing the same game. Or playing that game. The title says it's Panic Does Faerun, which Panic is his D&D character from the Unexpectables Campaign 1, which I'm currently listening through. It's pretty good. And he's a tiefling bard. So, who has like an actual guitar, though it would just be a lute in BG3. So we'll send y'all over that way. Excellent, it works. Okay. Well, until next time, this is the Pirate King signing off. Have a good night.